It's adults too. Look at what Walmart does to people in America. You know what they do? They use workers until they get sick. They don't cover them for checkups. And then, when they do get sick, they tell them that they're on their own. The nice person who greets you at the Walmart door when you get in gets shown the door if they get sick. Less than 40% of the employees at the largest corporation in the United States of America have health insurance. Over 600,000 working Americans on their own. And yet, 5 of the 10 richest people in America are Walmart stockholders for the same family, worth double-digit billions of dollars. Come on, folks. It is immoral that they cannot find health care for their workers and their families. It is immoral that millions of Americans with full-time jobs are paying without health insurance. It is immoral that we allow this to happen. It is immoral that we allow leadership that stands up and takes us in a new direction. That's Bush's America. Well, in our America, no family should be left with their fingers crossed, hoping to dodge a bullet, somehow trying to avoid the bad news from a doctor that may send them into bankruptcy, force them to sell a home, leave their children with less than what they dreamed. Man, I tell you, I would love to remind some of these Republicans who tell us about values that the scriptures did not say, heal the sick if they can pay for it. It said, heal the sick. So tonight, here in New Hampshire, we have to remember as we go forward, our mission as a party, if we stand for anything. If we're going to go out there and fight and ask Americans to join us in this effort, we have to make it clear that we will not rest until we stop allowing the richest country on the face of the planet, and the only industrial nation to do so, to not provide health care to all Americans. Every man, every woman, every child in this nation. The Democratic Party must stand for health care for all, or we don't stand for anything. From what I've heard here tonight, Kathy, and from each of our candidates, from all of you, we stand ready to win. We understand what's going on, and we're impatient, we're frustrated. And yes, perhaps even a little bit angry, and that's a good motivation. We're ready to win, here in the Granite State and around the country, but we will only win if you do the same kind of thing that you did 2 years ago, right here in New Hampshire. You came together under the great leadership of Kathy Sullivan and all of your legislative leaders and all of those people like Steve Shurtleff and others, David Lang and the firefighters. You came together, you knocked on doors, you talked to your neighbors, you built an army of citizens who went out, and you elected a great Democratic governor in John Lynch and made this state blue. Nobody knows better than I do what it means. I know you're fighting fear, because that's what they traffic in. And I know you're fighting cynicism, because that's what they feed. But next time you go out and knock on someone's door and they look at you and they say, well, I don't trust the Republicans anymore, but I'm not sure that the Democrats have any ideas. Well, then you look at them and look at them in the eye. And you tell them, if by ideas they mean running up the debt of our nation to $9 trillion, if they mean privatizing Social Security, if they mean cutting children off of Medicaid and cutting kids from after-school programs, if they mean breaking international law and advocating for torture, if they mean letting the energy oil companies come in and write the energy bill and the the credit card companies write the bankruptcy bill, and the prescription drug companies write the prescription drug bill. If that's their sense of ideas, we don't share those ideas, and I'm proud we stood up and said no to them every single time. Those are bad ideas. Those are bad ideas that shut down votes for Americans, and we will say no. So, what do we say yes to? What is it that Paul and Jefferson were going to say and vote for and stand up and fight for when they come down to Washington? What are our ideas? Well, how about starting with the simplest of all, which because of what they've done for 6 years, has become a huge idea. Tell the American people the truth. Then, when they see what's happening, fire the incompetents and hold people accountable. For those who say there are no ideas, I don't know a bigger idea than making America energy independent. Build our security. Get this country to end the empire of oil. It used to be a mainstream American idea and a mainstream Democrat and Republican idea. It's called value work, not wealth, and let the tax system work for the middle class, not just the wealthiest in the nation. And this seems to be America, just 4 words. Export products, not jobs. My colleague, we're going to re-elect, I hope, with an overwhelming margin in Massachusetts. Ted Kenny's been fighting for all of his 44 years for health care. That's an idea that's been on the table. We're not going to stop until we pass health care. That's an idea for America. And how about doing something for real about what the science tells us to do about global climate change, and while we're doing it, clean up our lakes and our rivers and our streams so children can enjoy them. Finally, and I'll tell you, this is a huge idea. It tears at our conscience every day. And that is what I said earlier about restoring America's moral authority in the world, becoming a nation again that people look up to and people respect. We need to restore America's moral authority, and it begins by setting a deadline for Iraqis to care about democracy for themselves as much as we care about it for them. They have to take over. Finally,